redemption story now proclaim Messiah's birth.
Children sleeping, snow is softly falling. Dreams are calling like bells in the distance. We were dreamers not so long ago, but one by one we all had to grow up. When it seems the magic slipped away, we find it all again on Christmas Day. Believe in what your heart is saying. Hear the melody that's playing. There's no time to waste. There's so much to celebrate. Believe in trusting starlight to get where they need to be. When it seems that we have lost our way, we find ourselves again on Christmas Day. Believe in what your heart is saying, hear the melody that's playing. There's no time to waste, there's so much to celebrate. Believe in what you feel inside and give your dreams the wings to fly. You have everything you need if you just believe. If you just believe. If you just believe. If you just believe.
Who wants to be next to go in the pit of misery? Keep fucking around.
Did my best, but it wasn't much. I could have felt, so I tried to touch. I told the truth, I didn't come to fool you. And even though it all went wrong, I stand before the Lord a song with nothing on my tongue. Oh
UNCLELOU here. This will be the last call-in show before Christmas. So Merry Christmas to everybody. Hope you guys enjoy the holidays. Hope you get to find a way to spend some time with friends, family, do whatever it is you like to do or want to do or whatever over this holiday season the next week or so. And, you know, I know everybody in the comments section is a millionaire who's never done anything wrong and never picked a game wrong and has a perfect life and doesn't have any problems or issues. But out here in the real world, that's not always the case. So try to keep that in mind. I consider myself to be pretty lucky now. And you know, and a lot of that is because of a lot of you and this channel and all the things that that's done for me. And, you know, my kids are going to have a great Christmas. But as far as it goes for me, that hasn't always been the case. There's been two different times, really, in my adult life where I was really struggling. And I came out of it both times. But when you're that low, it can feel like you're never gonna come out. But you can. You 100% can. And this is a hard time of year for a lot of people. And sometimes we need to be reminded of that. So, I just want to thank all of you for, watching my channel over the last few years and all the support that you guys have shown me. And if you're watching now and you need some help, let somebody know. If you have kids, especially, and there's something you need, let somebody know. Let me know. Send me an email. You don't have to say anything in the comment section. These idiots in here will jump all over you. They don't know how to be serious. You know, they walk out their front door, they're 2 feet tall. You know. But if you need something, if you have kids and you need something in the next couple of days, you need to buy your kid a Christmas present, whatever, email me, crazyunclelou@gmail.com. Good morning, you're on with Uncle Lou. Good morning, you're on with Uncle Lou.
Enter your 6-digit PIN number. Welcome, host. You are now in the host room and can manage your callers from the calling studio web interface.
Yeah. Yeah, good morning, you're on with Uncle Lou.
Good morning, Uncle Lou. This is Edward calling in. How you doing on this excellent Tuesday night?
Doing great, sir. How are you?
Doing great. Yeah, I wanted to give a couple shout-outs, if I may, real quick. Noah Sheldon, 500. And to Zach, the Purdue fan. Give a shout-out to you guys. And my question I'd like to ask you is, what's your thoughts on the Alabama-Florida game?
It was a great game. Great game. I don't think anybody disagrees with that. And came down to the end, really. I don't think there was ever really a point in the game where it looked like Alabama was going to lose, but Florida wouldn't go away. That's for sure. And you got to give Florida credit because that game looked like it was going to get out of hand at halftime.
They want to say, yeah, Florida don't have a chance. Yeah, you got buzz. Yeah, you don't say that. They did. They hung it. They hung. They did hang. So, and my next question is what was your thoughts on the Oregon USC game?
Another great game. What was it, 34-27 or something like that? Another one-score game. So I didn't watch all of that game like I did the SEC championship game, but that one was good too. Or I thought Oregon played the best game they've played all year.
Oh, yes. I thought so, too. All right. Well, anyway, I'd like to wish you mazel tov and good Shabbos to you and your family. I hope you all have a great holiday.
You too, Edward. Thanks for calling in, buddy. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and everything else. Yeah. Yeah, good morning, but you're on with Uncle Lou, though.
Yeah, good morning and that, though, but Howard's on the other end of the phone, though. What's up, Lou?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm trying to go ahead. I'm debating on whether or not to hang up on you. Keep going. Go ahead. Better make it quick before I make a decision.
Well, I can't talk if you're talking over me, so I mean.
But you know what? I don't like your tone.
You having a good week?
I don't like your tone or your demeanor putting you back putting you back on hold. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Hey, Lou. It's Nate, the Prosper Wolverine fan. How you doing, sir?
Nate, the what? You done changed your name again? What is it now?
No, I said depressed. It's the same thing.
Oh, depressed. I thought you changed your name again. Okay. Yeah, how you doing?
No, pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing great.
That's good. And just want to say thank you for being like a second dad to me.
Nate, stop.
Real.
Nate, I appreciate that. And listen, me and you are good friends.
Sorry.
No, don't apologize. I appreciate the compliment, but there are much better people to take on that role than me. You know.
Yeah. That's my bad.
No. I'm not getting on to you, Nate. I appreciate those kind words, and I consider you a really good friend, and I hope you do too.
Okay.
But go ahead.
But anyway, sorry. All right. Besides that, have a Merry Christmas. And I was gonna ask you like 2 questions, and I'll let you get that to Valley if you could.
Well, no. Then I want to ask. Then I want to ask you some questions.
Okay.
All right, you go first.
Okay. Have you heard of the Michigan Don Brown fire thing?
No.
On ESPN?
No, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, Don Brown got fired for the defensive coordinator for Michigan.
Yeah.
He got fired and wasn't doing too good this year, so
Right.
that's why he got fired. So, and plus the athletic director is trying to warn Jim Harbaugh, like right after Don Brown got fired. We're trying to warn Harbaugh that he needs to step up his game or something like that.
Yeah, next year is Harbaugh's last year if he doesn't beat Ohio State or win the division.
Yeah,
I think he'll get fired next year if he doesn't do one of those 2 things.
Yeah. Yeah. But what's your question?
What's Santa bringing you this year?
Can you repeat that, please?
Oh, yeah. I said, what is Santa bringing you this year?
I'm hoping a new. I mean, I play hockey and stuff, so I'm hoping like a new hockey gloves and stuff.
I didn't know you played hockey.
Hockey.
You talking about ice hockey?
I do. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. I
Playing
can't even ice skate, Nate.
I mean, yeah, I know it's tough, but
I've only tried it
yeah,
once.
I can ice skate. Oh, what happened?
It didn't go well. There's nowhere to ice skate here. We had an indoor. We did have an indoor place here for a while, but it closed up. The only time I've ever ice skated,
Gotcha.
I went to the mountains one time, and they had an ice skating place there, and I tried it. This was 20 years ago. I wasn't very good. I would probably have to learn to ice skate before I could play ice hockey, wouldn't I?
Yeah.
What position do you play in hockey?
Left wing.
Left wing. Is that an
Left wing.
offensive position? Sounds like it.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Okay.
it is. It's so I'll explain the basics for a little bit. So basically, what a left wing is supposed to do is like, of course, get the puck and shoot at the net. But if they're on defense on ice, they're trying to prevent the defenseman shooting on a goal or scoring a goal. So basically, they try not the defenseman to get the goal. So
Right, that's a good idea not to let the other people score.
Yeah.
Nate, can you skate backwards?
Yeah,
Oh my,
I can.
Oh my God.
I can maybe
my mind is blown.
I can make a video of that if I can.
Yeah. Now, have you ever scored a goal, Nate?
Yes, I got actually in the summer league in the hockey league in adult league. I had like 4 goals not in one game, but in season, like 4 goals.
Wow. Now, last question.
Yeah.
Last question, Nate.
All right.
And I want you to be honest with me.
Okay.
You beat a lot of people's ass in that hockey league, don't you?
Yes.
You're the enforcer, aren't you?
Yes.
Nate, how many teeth are
And
you
plus my brother.
How many teeth are you missing?
Huh?
How many teeth are you missing?
People I'm missing?
Teeth.
Oh, teeth. Oh, I have all my teeth.
I knew it. They don't even get no good licks in on you. I knew it.
Nope.
Nate,
All right.
you're an absolute beast, sir.
Yes, I'm called. some people actually call me the bully.
Nate, yeah,
But,
Nate, you spend a lot of time in the penalty box, don't you?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
I plus actually checked the girl in the boards.
Well, it's 2020,
Yeah.
Nate.
Yeah, I know.
It's equality now. They can kick extra points. They can be put through the glass on a hockey rink, right?
Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
All right, Nate. Merry
All right,
Christmas to
have
you
a
and your
good-
family, sir. And Happy New Year and all that. And we'll talk to you next time, okay?
I will.
All right,
Love
buddy.
it. Oh,
All right. Merry Christmas. Our buddy Nate there checking in, per usual. Yep. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou, though.
Lou, it's Coy down here in the land of the lizards.
Of course it is. Good morning, sir.
First of all, Nate, I look forward to hearing his call every
Me
show,
too.
man.
Me too.
We love you, Nate. You are awesome. The boy admitted to to taking that girl to task.
He's proud of her too.
Oh my gosh, I'm having trouble holding it together when he said that. Hey, we go after our rivals pretty ruthlessly on your show, as you do too. But it's tis the season for joy and unicorns and rainbows and all
Right.
that. So I'm going to give kudos to a couple of our main rivals here for recent accomplishments. First of all, Mr. Dan Mullen, congratulations for cheating his way to the middle. I think they finished like 5th in the SEC in recruiting, if I'm not mistaken. So,
Oh man, yeah.
God only knows where he'd be without a couple of tricks up his sleeve, if you know what I mean there.
Yeah, yeah.
And Auburn, the barn, Auburn, they have settled on choice number 8 for the head coaching spot there. So that's a hell of an accomplishment as well there. So
The dollar store
nothing
Chris
but,
Peterson. That's who they got. The dollar store version of Chris Peterson.
That's exactly right. Hey, I do have 2 questions for you. First of all, I've seen some news about Zeus may opt out. Now, that's not coming from him or anything he said. It's just speculation. But the speculation is, hey, he finally put together a healthy season, and running backs have they've got a serious shelf life. They've got to go if and when possible. Do you think he would really consider opting out?
I'm going to be honest, and I don't take any pleasure in saying this. I don't think he's very good anymore. I hope I'm wrong. I love Zeus, and his story is unbelievable with the back-to-back ACL tears and having to sit out 2 whole seasons and all that stuff. And it's a terrible situation. And I don't think I've been more excited about a recruit ever than I was him. I mean, he just looked unbelievable. If he goes pro, I would assume it's because of his injury history and he just doesn't want to risk it. He'd probably be picked somewhere in the 5th through 7th rounds, in my opinion. Maybe he makes a team. Maybe he's like an Elijah Holyfield and bounces around a couple of practice squads. Maybe next year's the year. Nick Chubb had an okay year, and then he came back and had an amazing year. Maybe Zeus just needs one more year, and that would show in the NFL. I don't know, but I think he's the 3rd or 4th best running back on our team right now.
I agree 100%.
Yeah. So if he does leave, the more the merrier. I want him to stay. It's not that he's terrible. He's a pretty good college running back. He's reliable. You can count on him, especially between the tackles. But if we lose him, I don't know that it has any impact on our offense at all. I think Kendall Milton's the best running back on our team. It remains to be seen what James Cook's going to do, but I like him. I like McIntosh. We're not hurting for running backs. We got Love C. Carroll coming in this year. So if he leaves, it's not the end of the world for Georgia. I hope he stays, but we'll see.
Yeah, the ACLs. I don't think there's any doubt he's lost his burst.
Yeah,
that burst through the line after that second ACL is just gone. And my hope was that the second healthy year we started to see some of that. So that's
and I do think he was better. I do think he looked a lot better this year than last year. So we've seen some improvement, and like I said, maybe that continues next year. But like his running style. I mean, he runs straight up and down. He looks real stiff. He reminds me of Eric Dickerson. Not that he's as good as Eric Dickerson, but the same type of running style. You just don't. I don't know. You don't. It just looks strange to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
And last question: any truth to the rumor that Stetson Bennett may be opting out, going to the NFL?
I'm going to go ahead and say no on that.
All right. Well, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I think we can put that to bed.
All right. Yep. Merry Christmas, buddy.
You too. Thanks for the call. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to you and your family. Good to hear from you. Moving right along. Good morning, but you're on with Uncle Lou, though.
What's up, Lou?
Good morning. Is this Pigskin Pete?
This is Dixie and Pete. I'm gracing you with my presence.
Yes, you are.
In the holiday season. I don't normally call in. You know that.
Right.
You know what? You're a night owl and a morning person.
Yeah, I'm a rare bird.
I am. Yeah, I'm neither. Well, actually, I'm a morning person. But seriously, man, I have been listening to the show. I don't catch every night show. I don't catch every morning show as much as I would like to. But I just want to call in and say how much I appreciate not only you, but all of the people in this community. And I'm being serious here. If you would have told me 3 years ago that I would give a shit what anybody on the internet says, I would have called you a liar. And I have met some great people. And when I say meet, I've met several of them in person and made some great friendships. I've made some great friendships over just over YouTube. I have been all over YouTube as far as the NFL, college, whatever. I think that the college football community has the best viewers and supporters of anybody on the internet.
I
really appreciate that.
Yeah, I agree. And, there's a lot of trash talk that goes around on all these channels, but when it comes down to it, like you said, there's some really good people here. And I know this is true for you. I get emails from people, not every day, but often, kind emails, nice emails. It's not just a bunch of people here talking trash all the time. I mean, yes, that's a big part of it, and that's what draws a lot of people here. But there's a lot of good people around here. The people that do videos and the people in the comments section.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. I consider myself to be thankful for it and lucky. And I'm a small channel. I mean, I'm nowhere, near you or a lot of these guys. But I consider the size channel that I have, the amount of interaction that I get, the amount of support I get, I think is unparalleled.
Yeah.
And it's hard for you, somebody like you, to recognize that, or maybe it's not. I don't know. But
no, I completely get what. Look, there's channels with millions of subscribers that don't have the interaction and the loyalty that the college football community has. Whether it's a channel like mine, a channel like yours, RJ Young, who doesn't really interact with the rest of us that much, but I still watch him sometimes, and his viewers and everything are as loyal as ours. I mean, it's just something about the college football community,
It is, and I've said this before. I mean, I've sort of documented my life over my time on YouTube, which is a short time, 3 years. But there's many ways, and not in the same way as you. There's many ways that YouTube has saved me. We all have problems. Everybody knows that, but the friendships that I've made have been no matter what happens between now and next year or the year after that. I mean, who knows? Maybe next year I'll be working a fucking 9 to 5 and won't be doing YouTube anymore. Who knows? But the friendships that I've made in the time that I've been here mean something to me.
Right.
And that goes beyond you. That goes beyond any of the people that I've hung out with. It just is what it is. And I really, this is the time to feel thankful. I feel thankful for the past few years on YouTube, and I busted my fucking ass. You know what it's like.
Yeah.
And I'm not the greatest. I'm not the best. I'm damn sure the most fucking underrated, though. I know that.
I hear you.
Anyway, man, I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody in the comment section, and I love y'all. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to the whole Pete family, especially Richard Williams.
Oh, yes, definitely. Don't leave him out.
Yeah, Richard Williams has basically fed me for the last 3 months.
Yeah, me too.
All right, Pete.
He's fed me at least. He's fed me at least 18 beers in the past 6 hours.
I hear you.
No, seriously though, I love all y'all. Good night, Merry Christmas. I'll see y'all next week.
All right, Pete. Take it easy, buddy. Pigskin Pete. Man, we've had a lot of fun, me and him, on that 12 o'clock show we do. Got a lot of fun on there. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Hey, Lou, I'm one of your younger, people, but I got a question for you.
Okay, I'll try to answer it.
Is General Waltard coming back next year? Because it's really funny seeing him in your videos.
Who?
General Waltard.
Oh, he's dead? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's dead, and the only thing that will bring him back is a win over Georgia, Florida, or Alabama. So the short answer to your question, is he coming back? The short answer is no. Not next year. I mean, come on. Not next year.
Yeah.
To hashtag 2022, maybe. We'll see.
All right. Thank you, and Merry Christmas. And yeah.
Merry Christmas to you. Thanks for watching the show, and thanks for taking the time to call in. Happy holidays to you and your family, buddy. Good morning, but you're on with Uncle Lou, though.
Good morning. Hey, Uncle Lou, it's Michael. How you doing tonight, sir?
Doing good.
Hey, first of all, I just want to say thank you so much for what you do with these videos. There has been times lately to where I'm going through rough stretches, having bad days. I'll just watch one of your videos, and it'll turn a bad day into a good day because it can get me to have a good laugh, and for that, I am eternally grateful.
I appreciate that. I'm about to start having a bad day, too, if you don't turn that down in the background.
Okay, sorry. I tried, but I guess it's better.
Oh, yeah, that's better. Thank you. I appreciate those kind words, though. I do. Thank you.
Two questions for you.
Yes,
what do you think is going to be the better game, the IU Ole Miss game or the Northwestern Auburn game?
IU Ole Miss. What is that? Indiana?
Yeah.
Or Auburn Northwestern. I'll say Indiana Ole Miss will be a better game. I think Auburn's going to get blowed out.
That's what I'm thinking too. And do you think Pat Fitzgerald will be Northwestern's coach next year?
Next year and 100 years from now. He's not leaving there.
Yeah. What about Tom Allen with IU?
Maybe. He's had 2 good years in a row. Let's see what he does next year. You don't hear his name mentioned a lot. You hear the Purdue guy mentioned all the time, but you don't hear him mentioned that much, the guy at Indiana. But we'll see what he does next year. But he's done well there.
All right.
I'm gonna let you go so you can get back to whatever it is you're doing there. Sounds like you may be at a concert or something, which is a little alarming. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
What's up, Uncle Lou? This is Justin. I'm a Bama fan, but I like your show. So.
I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you.
So I was actually I kind of jumped in a little later, so I don't know if you've already covered this, but so obviously the Auburn hire was kind of funny. But I was on 24/7 Sports, and about 7 hours ago, Brian Marcello, he used to be an Auburn beat reporter, so he's still got a lot of sources down there.
Right.
It said the Auburn contacted Hugh Freeze about the opening, and this was about 3.5 hours before they announced this Brian guy, and it said that they reached out to Hugh Freeze about the coaching job. A source familiar with the discussion tells 24/7 Sports. It's clear if an interview has been scheduled between Freeze and Auburn's 8-person search committee. So that just basically says if Hugh Freeze turned it down, because if they had an interview set up for the job, they wouldn't have hired this guy.
Yeah.
So that means Billy Napier, Hugh Freeze, Bill Clark at UAB turned down the job. I mean, this job literally.
Mario Cristobal.
I don't think they realized how unpopular the job was
Mario
before
Cristobal.
they fired Gus.
Yeah, Mario Cristobal turned it
Yeah,
down.
Mario Cristobal. I mean, I think if they could go back in time, and don't get me wrong, I don't think Gus is anything special. If they could go back in time and not do this, I think they would.
Maybe. I'll say this in Auburn's defense, and not normally in the business of defending Auburn. I don't think you should ever keep a coach just because you like some people, you see the comment a lot, well, if you fire such and such, who you going to get to replace them? That's not an argument to keep a coach. If the only reason you're keeping a coach is because you don't know who you'll get to replace them, I think that's bad. If a coach is either good enough to be your coach or he's not, it shouldn't matter who you think you can get to replace him. Some teams go out and hire an unknown or a first-time head coach, and it works out great. Some teams go out and hire a legend, and it works out terrible. I mean, South Carolina hired Lou Holtz and Steve Spurrier. Didn't work out very well. Georgia hires two people who've never been a head coach before, Mark Richt and Kirby Smart, and they both win conference titles. So it depends. There's no guarantees, but it's pretty sad to me that the UAB guy turned a job down. I mean, for the Georgia fans listening, that would be like Georgia offering the job to Georgia Southern's head coach and the Georgia Southern head coach saying no. I mean, that's unbelievable to me that Bill Clark turned that job down. But
I was shocked, and I was glad to see Sark turn down an interview because I'd like to keep him around another year or two. But I mean, some names that I don't think anybody expected to turn down the job. I mean, it looks. This is almost looking as unpopular as the Tennessee job was before they hired Pruitt.
Yeah, well, Sark got what he wanted. I don't think Sark was looking to take the Auburn job, but he was looking to make a lot more money, and so he got what he wanted. Alabama gave him a ton of money the other day to keep a big, huge raise and extension.
Money well spent.
Yeah, I agree.
Second part of my question. So, assuming, and I think we both would agree that it's going to end up being a Clemson-Bama rematch, what do you think final score will be?
I'm not going to guess a final score on a game that we don't know is being played yet. Once the first round games are played, then I'll start thinking about a final score.
All right. I'll wait then. I'll wait.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Uncle Lou.
Yeah, no problem. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to you and your family. I hope y'all enjoy the next couple of weeks. Let's see. Let me get caught up on some super chats here, and then we'll get right back to the phone lines. Enrique Robles, thank you for hitting the super chat tonight, sir. Really appreciate that. These super chats and the PayPal donations and all that, that's what keeps these live shows going. So I really, really appreciate you guys supporting the show. He says, beware NCAA, Miss Mullen is coming. Is that a double entendre when you said Miss Mullen is coming? It could be. He's a Florida man, Lou. Thank you, Enrique. He also says, Lou, Mullen has been playing chess. He said War Eagle last year, knowing Malzahn would get fired this year, and he'd take the job after leaving Florida. I don't know. After Mullen fails at his second SEC school, I doubt he'll get another opportunity. See Will Muschamp as Exhibit A. Yeah. I mean, the guy's been a head coach at two different schools in the SEC for a total of 12 years and has 0 conference titles. I mean, how much time do we need to give this clown? Orange 1973, thank you for the super chat. He says, Merry Christmas, Lou. Merry Christmas to you, Orange 1973. I appreciate you supporting the show. Happy holidays. I hope you get what you want this year and not what you deserve. Tyrants 5, thank you for the generous super chat, sir. He says it's been a very tough year, but glad to make it through. And with the enjoyment you gave to all of us, thank you for the vids and making me laugh. And have a great Christmas to you and your family, Lou, and the others. This has been a tough year for a lot of people, no doubt about it. And like I said at the top of the show, I consider myself extremely lucky. I spent a lot of time this summer worrying about the college football season and what would happen to me financially if there wasn't one. I thank God we had one or part of one, and I was able to make it through just fine, but not everybody was that lucky. And, like I said, I don't think we take enough time to try to think about the people that maybe don't have it as well as we do. And this time of year is especially rough for people like that. And unfortunately, because of some events that have unfolded this year, there's a lot of people who are in a rough boat right now who maybe never have been before. And it's not an easy situation to handle. Like I said, I've been there a couple of times myself. And it's not a good feeling. But like I said, if you're one of those people, you can come out the other end. I've done it. If I can do it, anybody can do it. Man, it's, shit. I was a lost cause. So, Funky Fudge, thank you for the super chat. How about an Uncle Lou Christmas toy drive? Might be a bit late this year, but I'd sure be happy to contribute. Merry Christmas, y'all, and I love y'all. I should have thought about something like that sooner. I do some things for people for Christmas. I don't feel the need to come on here and announce it. It's not why I do it. But something big like that would be nice to do. You know what I've always wanted to do? You see these stories on the news every year around this time where somebody hangs out at Walmart and waits on a single mother or something to walk up to the layaway counter at Walmart and pays off her layaway for her or something. I would love to do something like that. In fact, I was telling Miss Lou that a couple of weeks ago. I said, I would love to do that. I said, but my luck, the lady would show up and she would have $2,500 worth of layaway. I said, I need to go up there when somebody's got $300 or $400 worth of layaway. But thank you for the super chat, Funky Fudge. Senor Dog, thank you for the super chat. He says, thanks for all the football entertainment and Merry Christmas to all. Yeah, listen, I'm just glad people listen and watch and participate and are active on the show and the channel and all that. And remember this, I do this year round now. I don't end this thing the day after the national title game. I run this channel year round. This show you're watching right now airs year round. A lot of people disappear in the off season. I understand that a football channel, a college football channel, is never going to be as popular in March, April, and May as it is in September, October, and November. But I hope the majority of you will stick around. Some of the most fun we have on this channel takes place in the off season. And the people in the comment section that have been around for some of the off seasons before can attest to that. But it gets pretty crazy here in the off season. We do a lot of different things that we don't have time to do during the season. So I hope a lot of you will stick around. Waikiki, thank you for the super chat. He says, what lights you got coming? Live show this week. Yeah, live show now. No live shows tomorrow. I don't ever do live shows on Wednesday. I'm doing the morning show Thursday, which is Christmas Eve, but then that's it. And then I will do I don't know about the Saturday morning show. I don't even know if there's a college game day. So I'll find that out and let everyone know Thursday morning if I'm doing anything live on Saturday. I'll be uploading reaction videos to the games, but I don't know if I'll be doing a live show on that Saturday or not. And then I'll have several announcements next week about some live stuff that I'm doing for New Year's Six Bowls and playoff games. So stay tuned for those announcements next week. Timothy Flames, thank you for the super chat. He says, Lou, I don't really have the money, but after all the entertainment you provide to us throughout the year, feel you deserve it. Merry Christmas, Lou. Thank you, Timothy. I appreciate that. And I don't ever want anybody to feel like they have to donate. There's a lot of people in this comment section who can't. And there's nothing wrong with that. I obviously appreciate that, Timothy, but I don't want you to ever feel like you need to or have to. There's lots of different reasons why people can't or don't hit the super chat, and I don't ever hold that against anybody. I'm just as happy that somebody's here watching and never gives a dime. So, and there's other ways to support the channel as well. Hitting thumbs up when you watch the live shows or the videos, picking 1 or 2 videos a week that you really like and sharing them somewhere on your Facebook or your Twitter, your Instagram, whatever. There's lots of ways you can support not just me, but any YouTuber that you enjoy watching without actually giving them money. Obviously, YouTubers have bills to pay like everybody else does, so we all always appreciate that. But there's plenty of other ways too. So keep that in mind. Hope you have a Merry Christmas, and thank you for the super chat, sir. Enrique, thank you, sir. He says, never forget the 2020 Game of the Year, Canvas versus Rutgers. It was amazing. It was amazing. We'll be doing the worst of the worst playoffs again right here on the night show starting around the end of January. Waikiki, thank you for the super chat. What lights you putting up soon? I got the I would have to look it back up to I don't like the name of them, but it's a 3-light thing on light stands. They're LED panels. They're dimmable, different colors, LED, the whole thing. They're nice. I'll have to show them to you, I guess, when I get them, because you'll never see them in a video. You don't see the lights. They sit off to the side. I have a set of lights I've been using for like 3 years or whatever, and I just was ready for some new ones. So that's what Uncle Lou's getting for Christmas. Hopefully, if I was a good boy. We'll see if Santa leaves it under the tree for me or not. Have a pretty good idea that he is, though. Yeah, have a pretty good idea that he is. And he better be, too. Santa doesn't want me on his bad side. I can rest assured. I've got a hype and hate video against Santa Claus if I don't get those lights. And I'll do it, too. I'll do it, too. I'm dumb enough to do it. A few of you have hit the PayPal link. I appreciate that. Let me take one phone call, and then I'll read off some of these PayPal comments. How about that? Let's do that. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Hey, how's it going, Uncle Lou?
Going
Kyle.
great. How are you doing?
How you been?
I've been good. How are you?
Doing good, good.
Good.
All right, so I've been a big fan my whole life, and I just feel like next year's crucial.
You been a what fan now?
I
You
just
cut
feel like-
out. A what fan your whole life?
Georgia fan. Big
Georgia fan. I got you. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And next year is
And
crucial, you said.
Yeah, next year, because, we got a new offense coming in. We've had the new offense this year, but actually implement it with JT Daniels for a full season.
Yeah.
I just feel like we just need that. We just need that to be good.
I thought as long as
I
JT
think-
Daniels comes back, our offense should be the best it's been since we had Aaron Murray and Todd Gurley. It should be, our offense should be really good.
Yeah. And then the second question, I know you've been to a lot of Georgia games. What was your best one you've been to? Like, what was your favorite one?
Oh, that's easy. I was at the game in, I believe it was 2000. Jim Donnan's last year, when we beat Tennessee at home for the first time in like 12 years or something, and we tore the goalpost down.
All right.
Yeah, that was if you've never been at a game where the goalposts get tore down, there's nothing like it. It's unbelievable feeling. It's something to see.
That's what I wish would happen.
Yeah, it's something to see. I've been to several other games that were, that had good, close endings. I went to a Georgia South Carolina game one year where I believe it was Boss Bailey blocked a field goal in the last couple of minutes of the game to kind of secure the win for Georgia. That was an exciting finish to a game. I think it was Boss. I could be wrong, but I think it was Boss Bailey. Anyway, so I've been to several games that had exciting endings or whatever, but the most memorable the game I've ever been to was that Tennessee game. I think it was back in 2000.
Nice. All right.
Okay, thank you for the
All right, have a
call,
good
sir.
night,
I
Blue.
appreciate that. Yeah, thanks for calling in. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to you and your family. Good to hear from you. On the PayPal, thank you, Chad S. I appreciate you supporting the show through the PayPal, sir. That means a lot to me. Thank you. Happy holidays to you and your family. Hope you have a great 2021. Wow. 2021. Unreal. All right, who's this? Let's see what they talking about. Merry Christmas, Lou. Cheaters get black coal. Lucky for them, it's clean coal. Okay. Thank you, Richard S., for hitting the PayPal link. Cheaters get black coal. Lucky for them, it's clean coal. Well, Florida and Tennessee are getting lumps of coal then. Imagine being Tennessee. You get caught cheating, buying running backs, buying players, and you're still going 3-7. What an abject failure and disaster of a dead program Tennessee is. Unbelievable. Unreal. Can't relate. RB Smata, thank you for hitting the PayPal link, sir. I appreciate that. He says, Merry Christmas. Thanks for a great year. Merry Christmas to you, RB Smata. Thanks for supporting the show all throughout the year. Glad you enjoyed it. Glad you stuck around. Happy to have you here. And Merry Christmas to you and your family, sir. And last one, David. David H. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. What's up, Lou? Merry Christmas to you and your family. Did you receive the Roquan Smith ball I sent you? Have a good one, RTR. I have not received it yet. I'm waiting. And I went to the post office yesterday. I didn't go today. Maybe it came today. I went to the post office yesterday. And I probably won't get back to the post office until after Christmas. Well, there's a chance I can get by there tomorrow. We'll see. I usually go once a week. I might be able to get by there tomorrow, though. Thank you again, though. I can't wait to see that thing. You're good people. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Hey, what's going on, Lou?
Just doing this call-in show.
I just wanted to start off. What's going on?
You said, what's going on? I said, I'm just doing this call-in show.
I just wanted to start off by saying that I really love the channel. I've been watching it for a few years now.
Thank you.
And especially last year, I was in Nigeria for the whole year, so I wasn't able to watch college football. I actually used your channel to keep me updated on everything Georgia.
How'd you end up over
and
there?
Just college football in general.
How'd you end up over there?
I'm in the military.
Oh.
I'm in the military, so.
Yeah, we're everywhere, aren't we?
Yeah, I'm in Italy right now, so.
Yeah. That's good. Well, thank you for your service.
No, but thank you.
Yeah.
I just wanted to tell you that I appreciated your channel, but also I want to say how disappointed I am that we're playing Cincinnati. It was a lose-lose situation. We beat them by 2 scores. Oh, shit. You're supposed to beat them by 2 scores. You barely beat them. Oh, well, look at this. Georgia sucks.
Yeah.
And by God, if we lose to them, oh, my God.
Yeah. I completely agree. Yeah, I completely agree. I don't like it either. I do think a team like Cincinnati deserves to be in this game. I mean, that's, you know, when they go undefeated, we know they're not getting in the playoffs, so the best they can hope for is a New Year's Six Bowl, so I'm all for that, but you're right. It's sort of no one's going to show up in my comment section and say, man, a great win you guys had over Cincinnati. If we win the game, no one's going to say that. They're just going to say, well, you beat Cincinnati. Of course you did. But if we lose, I'll never hear the end of it. And, so it is what it is.
I mean, I hope that we can get our guys up for the game. I hope Kirby can do that.
Yeah, well, the list of players sitting out is getting longer and longer. It's up to about 8 people now.
Yeah, I thought it was around 8 or 9, yeah. But
damn quitters.
I think though, at least the offense. I mean, the defense. I think that's where we're seeing most people opt out, right?
Yeah, other than Ben Cleveland, they're almost all on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah. So I don't know. Hopefully we show up and don't embarrass ourselves.
Yeah, I think the offense will be able to move the ball and score some points. We'll see. I mean, Cincinnati's a good team. It's not a fluke that they're 11-0, but
I agree.
They were a good team last year too, and they got beat by Ohio State 42-0. I'm not suggesting that we'll beat them 42-0. Yeah. Ohio State was a way better team last year than we are this year, but Georgia should win this game. But we should have beat Texas in 2018, and we didn't show up. So, I mean, if you don't show up for these games, you're going to get beat.
I was going to bring that up.
You're going to get beat. This is the Super Bowl. This is the Super Bowl for Cincinnati. I mean, if Georgia doesn't show up, they're going to get, they're going to get beat. They got to show up ready to play.
I agree.
And I was impressed that last year they did that. I was worried about the Baylor game last year. In fact, I picked Georgia. The only game I've ever picked Georgia to lose, I think. Well, in the offseason, I've picked them to lose a few games here and there. But even heading into the week of that Baylor game, I kept saying, I don't see us winning. I don't see. And I've never done that before. The week of a game, I always tell everybody we're winning by 100. I thought we would lose after what we did the year before. So I was actually impressed with the way Georgia stuck together and finished out the season with that Sugar Bowl against Baylor last year. And if they can keep that same mentality this year, I think we'll win the game. If not, we're going to get beat. Because Cincinnati's good enough to beat us if we think we can just go through the motions.
I agree. I just think it would make more sense, and I know this is the whole thing with the bowl games, SEC teams having to play a certain team because they were the runner-up or whatever. I think it would have made more sense to make Cincinnati play like Texas A&M or something because they were the next closest ones to playoffs.
I mean, I have a problem with these bowls. I mean, there's certain bowls have tie-ins with certain conferences, and I don't like that either.
Right.
And me and Pete spent about 10 minutes talking about this on the lunchtime show. Bowl season is about dead at this point. And, one way to potentially save it is to do away with all these conference tie-ins. Nobody cares about seeing, Georgia play Cincinnati or whatever, but start matching up games that would be interesting. As an example, what if next year Florida State goes 8-4 and Texas A&M goes 8-4? Give me that game. Give me Jimbo Fisher against his old team. Now, I'm just using that as an example, but there are plenty of storylines within college football where you can find interesting games places. But because of all these bowl tie-ins, how many years in a row did we have to play Nebraska and Michigan State in an Outback or a Capital One Bowl because of bowl tie-ins? And I hate that. Do away with the bowl tie-ins and just give us interesting matchups. And I think more people would watch these games.
I would have liked to see us play Oklahoma again.
It would have been a great game. It would have been. Now, in the Florida-Oklahoma game will be a great game, too. I don't have a problem with that game, but there are a lot of people who want to see Georgia and Oklahoma play again. That would have been a good one, too. But, whatever.
Yeah, well, that's all for me, Lou.
All right, buddy. Thank you for your service again. Be careful over there. And hopefully, hell, I wish y'all all could come back home, but I don't want to get started on that because it pisses people off. But I'm tired of this world police shit. But I do appreciate you doing what I'm not brave enough to do. So thank you, sir.
No problem.
All right.
I appreciate
Have a good one. Merry Christmas to you and your family. That's another thing we didn't even mention this at the beginning, but all these people that got to spend the holidays overseas away from their family and all that. For what? What are we in Italy for? I'm not getting started on that. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Good morning, Uncle Lou. Chris from California.
Yeah, good morning.
How are you, buddy?
Doing good. You just run a marathon or something? Something about out of breath.
You know what? I think I got it, dude. I'm out watering my lawn, but I think I got the COVID.
Oh, hell. Well, don't breathe into the phone when you're talking to me, then.
All right, yeah. Wear your mask. It'll be all right. So, I wanted to ask you, someone brought this up earlier, but I'm actually curious and I'm not asking you to insult the guy if you don't like him, but I'm just curious how you feel about RJ Young. I'm not a fan, to be honest. He seems like a very nice guy, honestly. He seems like a good dude.
No, I'm always honest. I'll be honest. Believe me. Yeah, there's plenty of YouTubers I don't like. RJ Young seems like a really nice guy, and his ceiling is extremely high. He's very polished. Now, I don't go to YouTube for that type of thing. To me, he looks and sounds like he should be on ESPN, and that's not an insult. I think that's his goal anyway. So he probably would take that as a compliment. I personally don't go to YouTube for that. I want to see somebody like me. I want to see an average guy, a fan who's just talking college football, and he is a fan, a huge fan. I'm not saying he's not, but he's very. He keeps it between the lines type of thing. And I don't know, it's just, But he's great at what he does. He's got a very successful channel. He's great at what he does. He's gotten a lot of exposure on TV and radio. I mean, he had a primetime show on ESPN radio this football season from 9 to 12. Not a local ESPN radio station either. National ESPN radio. He was on from 9 to 12 or 10 to 12, something like that. Their post-game wrap-up show on the radio. He's been on Fox Sports TV.
Yeah.
I mean, so but again, I think those are his goals, so he's working towards that. And if that's your goal, you can't get on YouTube and do the dumb shit I do.
No, understood.
But this is what I want to do, but so I like RJ. With that being said, when he first started his channel and had about 3,000 or 4,000 subscribers, and I had, 10,000 or whatever, this was about, I think this was 2017, leading up to the Georgia-Oklahoma game. I tried to get him to come on the show.
Yeah.
And he couldn't be bothered.
Yeah.
He couldn't be bothered with that.
Really?
Yeah. Oh no. And then as soon as Georgia beat Oklahoma, he blocked me from his channel. So.
Really?
Yeah. And I really don't know why. I've never said an ill word about the guy. I respect him. I think he's amazing at what he does. It's just not my. It's not my thing. I mean, there's Minecraft. There's Minecraft YouTubers who get millions of views and make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. I can respect that. They're great at what they do. I don't watch it though. It doesn't interest me. And seeing some guy buttoned up on YouTube like that doesn't particularly interest me either. It's boring to me. But he's great at what he does.
Well, yeah. So, see, I agree with everything. He's very polished, very professional. It seems like if he doesn't have a producer, then he's very good at producing a show, himself and doing it. Maybe as a producer, I don't know.
Right.
But no, what? He's just, again, he seems like the dude. He's just so annoying sometimes. Like his rants and his like, he doesn't do characters like you, but he does. He has another side to him. He's trying to be funny. It's just like.
A couple of things he does that irritate me. Number one. He's uploaded 90 videos in the last 6 months about Emeka Ibuka or wherever the hell this is. I don't even know who this guy is, but every time I scroll by RJ's channel on YouTube, it's a video about Emeka Ibuka, whoever the hell that is. 90 videos about this guy. Why? The other thing I don't like is he does a podcast or something that's a couple of hours long or something, that kind of like how I do the morning show. And then he uploads 20 videos. It would be like if I did the morning show in the morning, and then all afternoon, all I did was upload 10-minute clips of my morning show. Like he'll upload 8 videos a day, and it's 8 10-minute clips from his podcast or whatever.
Yeah, he cuts it into subjects or themes he was talking about in that time period of the video.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's got so he's uploading like 8 videos a day or something, and it gets annoying when I'm scrolling through the thing and every other video is RJ Young, and I'm like, Jesus Christ,
Yeah, talking about like TCU and like it's like, who gives a shit?
And 6 of them are about Emeka Ibuka, and I'm like, what the hell is an Emeka Ibuka, and why? And then I find out on National Signing Day he signed with Ohio State. So that was kind of funny. This guy spent 6 months making 80 Emeka Ibuka videos, and apparently it didn't work because he signed with Ohio State.
Wow. Well, anyway, all right, what was it? That's a good answer. I appreciate it. I've just always been curious about that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go. I'll let you go. I want to say Merry Christmas. And last question is, what's your favorite book and favorite movie?
My favorite book is probably The Da Vinci Code, Don Brown. But I like all the Don Brown books. I say the Da Vinci Code because that lets people know who I'm talking about. But he's got a whole series of books based on that same character. I love that whole series of books. My favorite movie of all time might be, well, in the last 10 years, it's Inception. That's my favorite movie of the last 10 years.
I'm a big Christopher Nolan fan too.
Oh, I'm a big Christopher Nolan fan. I mean, the Batman trilogy he did is by far the best Batman movies ever made. I just recently saw Tenet for the first time. Now I've got to watch it.
How's that? I didn't see it.
Well, it's good, but it's like Inception. I watched Inception for the first time, and then I sat there for 10 minutes staring at the TV, wondering what the hell I just watched. And then after I watched it two or three times, it's like the more you watch it, the more you understand. So the better the movie becomes. And Tenet seems that way too. So I'm going to have to watch Tenet 4 or 5 more times, but it seems really good. So yeah, I'm a big Christopher Nolan fan. Now, my favorite movies all time, I'm a big fan of the Godfather movies, even the third one. I know.
It's all right.
But I like the third one too. I also like the first Young Guns. I like the second one too, but the first Young Guns is one of my favorite movies of all time.
All right.
So there you go.
Wasn't this answer?
Yeah.
I'm very curious about you. We're all curious about what you like out here. So
yeah.
Because of this.
Now you know.
All right. Well, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever.
Yeah, you too. Thank you for the call. Happy holidays to you and your family and that. And also in addition to some of that as well. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Good morning, Uncle Lou. This is Joe, the Florida State fan.
Joe, the Florida State fan. Man, where do we start here?
So, as you probably know, Mackenzie Milton transferred to Florida State, which I was excited about. But
Yes.
honestly, the quarterback hasn't been our problem. It's been the awful offensive line.
Well, I agree that,
So
offensive line's been your worst problem, but quarterback has definitely been a problem, too.
We got a lot of problems.
Yeah. Started with Willie Taggart never recruiting one. That was a huge problem. Never signed a quarterback.
Well, yeah,
What are you
yeah.
doing? You got the worst quarterbacks in the ACC, and you go 2 years without signing one? Jesus, what are you doing, Willie? Anyway, he's gone.
Yeah.
So Mike Norvell, the new
Well,
savior.
crazy to me how he didn't get a single stud quarterback at Florida State and goes to FAU and gets Deion Sanders' son.
Yeah.
Kind of
Unbelievable.
pisses me off just a little bit.
Yeah.
But
Glitch in the matrix.
do you think Mackenzie Milton can reach that Heisman form again at Florida State, or do you think that leg injury is going to kill his career?
I don't know that it'll kill his career, but I'm assuming there's a reason he was no longer starting at Central Florida, and it's probably because he's not a Heisman candidate. Would be my guess. I think he'll be better I think he'll be better than any quarterback you've had since Jameis Winston, but that bar is pretty low.
Yeah, that's not hard to do.
I do think it's an
I thought
improvement.
Jordan Travis played pretty well this year.
Who?
But
was that the guy that came in?
Yeah.
For Beanpole.
Yeah. He's a good runner, but he's like Taysom Hill for the Saints. He can run and he can't throw worth a lick.
Yeah.
So,
My only issue with bringing Mackenzie Milton is it's kind of like what Miami did with De'Aaron King. It can mask a problem for a year. But you got to, you know, 1 year quarterbacks, generally speaking, aren't the way to go, you know, especially if you're not signing any at all. I mean, you know, what's going to happen and I don't know what De'Aaron King's doing, but, you know, look at what Miami was this year. If De'Aaron King comes back, they'll be similar to that next year. If De'Aaron King leaves, Miami's a 7-win team again. You know, they'll go 7-5.
Right.
So if you bring Mackenzie Milton in and he lights it up, that's great. That's great. You'll have a good year. Then he'll leave, and you won't have a single quarterback on your roster who's ever taken a snap. So then what do you do?
Right. Here's my thing though. Do you think? I mean, in my opinion, I think that if Florida State can gain some momentum by winning even 8 games next year, would be a freaking miracle with how bad we've been the past 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
With the heaping mess that Jimbo left us. Even if we could get 8 wins this year, I think that could still attract more recruits, get Mike Norvell off the ground a little bit, and kind of help clean up the dumpster fire that Jimbo created and just left Florida State.
Yeah, I mean, the good news about being in the ACC is it almost doesn't matter how bad you are. You're only one good recruiting class away from being the 3rd best team in the ACC. You know what I mean? Now, you're several recruiting classes away from Clemson, and probably at this point 2 behind North Carolina. But you don't have a when you look at the recruiting rankings, you know, like it's not like the SEC. There's not a whole lot of hurdles to jump in the ACC. Now, Clemson is way out in front of almost everybody, including every SEC team almost. But there's, and then North Carolina's a certain amount behind that, and then there's a bunch of teams that are way behind that. So you're never that far away. And when you're a school like Florida State, it's really inexcusable that you've got to this point. But the good news is I don't think Florida State's ever more than a year or two away from turning it around. You just need the right coach and the right recruiting class, in my opinion.
Right.
And maybe that's Norvell.
Well,
we don't know. We don't know yet.
All right. Here's the thing that really pisses me off is if you're Willie Taggart, you have a quarterback in James Blackman who might have been a good recruit. I'm not sure how good of a recruit he was, but he played like a walk-on.
Yeah.
And then you go to Florida Atlantic and you get a 4-star recruit who I know for sure isn't going to play like a walk-on because he's a stud athlete, if not anything else. He may not be able to throw at all, but, I mean, Tim Tebow couldn't throw very well, and he won a Heisman and 2 national titles. So
true that.
So, I mean, I'm not saying that Shedeur Sanders is going to win a Heisman and 2 national titles. That's absurd. But if you could even get anybody near the level of Shedeur Sanders at Florida State, that would be a turning point for the program. But you got freaking Sam Howell, and you just let him go to North Carolina when you could have had who's looking like the possible number 1 pick in the draft a couple of years from now, him or Spencer Rattler, and you just let him go to North Carolina. Or then you didn't pick up any other quarterbacks.
Yeah. Well,
all right. That's it for me.
Also, don't forget, you got to get that white dude off the horse.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. I mean, we can get, we can get whatever players we want at Florida State. Until that white kid comes off that horse, the curse remains intact.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Thank you for the call. Good
later,
luck to your
Lou.
Seminoles. As a college football fan, it just feels weird for Florida State to be bad. It wouldn't hurt my feelings if Florida State got a little bit better. Just as a college football fan, there's just certain teams that feels weird when they're in the toilet. And Florida State's one of those teams, but we'll see if they can get it turned around. I don't know. Panthers Guru says he's just leaving this for tax purposes. I hear that. Well, I'm happy to be your tax shelter, sir. Go ahead and drop another one. Thank you for the super chat, sir. Matt K, thank you for the super chat. He says, say, hey, Uncle Lou, been watching for almost 2 years now. Haven't interacted here too much. Thanks for everything, though, and Merry Christmas. Well, I appreciate you watching, Matt. You won something recently, didn't you? Forgive me for not remembering. I give so I got to stop giving stuff away is what I got to do. I think you won the lunch money picks. Is that what it was? I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Matt K. Name sounds familiar. If that was you, I sent you your money this afternoon, so spend it wisely. Ballard says, Lou, did you send my thing out? Ballard, we literally talked about this morning on the morning show. What are you smoking? No, I didn't send your thing out. I don't have your thing. Amazon has your thing. They send it out. We talked about this morning, Ballard. Do you not remember that, Ballard? I ordered it. That's what I told you. I ordered it. It's not Amazon Prime, though. So you're not getting it until after Christmas. I don't know why you don't remember that from this morning, but it's a little alarming, a little concerning, too. A little irritating, too. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Nobody do the voodoo like Lou do. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good. How are you, sir?
Good. Dave Greenshield, Ohio State fan. We called you before. Want to talk a little bit. I was gonna tell you, I'm a little bit concerned about this playoff game. Just
don't blame
as
you.
compared to what I was a year. Well, as compared to what I was. Let's put it this way: I was a lot more confident a year ago. Just to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah.
I will say this: Mr. Future top 5 draft pick in the NFL better turn it around if we're going to have a good chance to win this one.
Yeah, he's going to have to play way better than he did against Indiana or Northwestern if Ohio State's going to pull this out against the Taters. That's for sure.
Right. Lou, I just got to say this bottom line. Quarterbacks, at the next level are to a great degree judged on how they perform in big games, I would think. Vince Young made a lot of money because of what he did against USC in that Rose Bowl.
Right.
I think Deshaun Watson made a lot of money off of what he did against Alabama in 2 national championship games.
Yeah.
So,
well, Deshaun Watson's the 5th leading passer in the NFL right now, though. I don't know if talking about him and Vince Young in the same sentence makes a whole lot of sense. But Deshaun Watson's a good quarterback. Vince Young's not.
Well, I'm just right. I was just saying from the perspective of the ability to get drafted high in the NFL and, go on to the next level.
Yeah.
Usually those quarterbacks earn that from playing well in the bowl games. That's where I was going from that comparison.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, obviously from a pro career, no comparison. I hear you. But, just bottom line, I heard Pete talk about this with Mark Rogers the other day on their show. I don't know if you're in agreement, but, I got to go into a game, and maybe you do this when Georgia goes into a game, where you have a certain point total in mind, bottom line, that you're going to have to score to win. So, from my opinion, I think Pete mentioned probably I think we got to be somewhere in the, 35 to 38 range. You think that sounds about right?
Yeah, I could see that game approaching the 40s.
Okay.
Yeah.
You think
especially for Clemson.
How
many Clemson wide receivers are going to be running wide open on every play of that game?
Oh, I hear you.
A lot of them.
Well, that was the one thing that
Ohio State's going to have to score 40 to win that game. Y'all's defense is nowhere near what it was last year.
I would tend to agree. Last year I thought we had maybe the best secondary in the country.
Right.
Of course, when you send 2 first-round draft picks in the NFL and a safety to the NFL, that's tough.
Yep.
Sean Wade's not had the year that I thought he would. And the 2 times he's matched up against pretty good receivers, he's struggled this year. At Penn State in the second half, and that Freifogel from Indiana got him a couple times in that game. So I want to see if he's matched up in man coverage on Rodgers, because that's going to be interesting. I tend to agree. I think 40 – I think they could win maybe a 38-35 maybe. But you might be right. It might take closer to 40, 41 points, maybe 42 points to win.
Yeah.
But I think somewhere in that neighborhood sounds about right. I do think that Fields and the wide receivers, I think getting back Olave will help. He is our best wide receiver. So, I think that gives us a good chance. But, we just have to score to win, bottom line. So.
Yeah, and first game of the year, Justin Fields had 15 rushes or something, and they made a big deal oh my God, he can't carry the ball that much. If he gets hurt, their season is over. Well, if they lose this game, their season is over. So Justin Fields needs to run the ball. Obviously, Trey Sermon had the game of his life last week. Not that he's going to go for 300 against Clemson, but he's got to have a big game. The threat of Justin Fields running the ball has to be there. And obviously getting Olave back is a huge deal. He's one of the best 3 or 4 wide receivers in all of college football. He's one of those guys, Justin, throw the ball up in the air and more than likely he's going to come down with it. So that'll help.
Sure.
I'm way more concerned about, if I'm an Ohio State fan anyway, I'm way more concerned about the defense than I am the offense. The defense has looked bad all year. You can't cover anybody. You can't rush the quarterback. It hasn't been good.
Well, I'll say this to you, bottom line, Lou. I'm with you on the secondary. I have a little bit more confidence maybe in the front 7. I think our linebackers are good. Obviously the defensive line doesn't have a Chase Young or a Bose. I get where you're going with that. But I still think we have a solid group up front on our D-line. So, I mean, I'm a little bit more confident in the front seven, but I totally agree with you on the secondary.
Yeah. I mean, the
totally
Northwestern
agree with you
game,
on
they
the
were in
secondary.
the backfield in the Northwestern game on every play. And how many sacks they have? One. I mean, I don't get it. I don't understand. They're chasing that Northwestern guy around, but only had one sack or something. I mean, you know, you got to get home. Trevor Lawrence can take off and run
Right.
too. You know that from last year's national title game when he had an 80-yard touchdown and outran those three NFL defensive backs you were mentioning earlier.
Right. No, I hear you. Yeah, I mean, it was really last year was him running and then ATN catching the ball in the backfield that killed us.
Right.
Not to mention about 3 or 4 other plays, but yeah, I mean, bottom line, we're gonna have to score some points. I don't have any doubt about that. I think maybe 38 could do it, but you might be right.
I'm hoping for a competitive game because I'm not a fan of either team. So when I sit down to watch a game like that, I just hope it's a good game. And we already know the Alabama-Notre Dame game is not going to be good. So I'm hoping for a similar game to last year because as just a college fan that's not tied to either team, I can watch the game. And if it's close like that, that's great for me. So we'll see. Right. But I think it's going to be tough. But thank you for the call. Good luck to your Buckeyes against the Taters. Yep. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Hi, Lou.
Hi.
I'm a big Georgia fan, and I want to ask you this. Say Kirby Smart and my Georgia Dogs go 8-2, 11-1, losing the SEC championship game, and say we squeeze into the Peach Bowl. How critical is 2021?
Well, I'm a little confused. We are in the Peach Bowl.
Yes. Okay. I'm saying if we do that next year too, at what point do you say, when is this supposed to change?
Well, I think the Peach Bowl is a playoff game next year, so that would be amazing.
Well, yeah. In 2017, we came that close, and now we're squeezing into the Peach Bowl playing, I think, are we 8 or 9th?
What, rank?
Yeah.
I think we're 9th. 9th or 10th. I don't remember, to be honest.
Yeah. So
I mean, Georgia's made one playoff in history. We've won one SEC title in the last 15 years. So am I disappointed when we don't make the playoffs? Yes. Do I think Georgia is a playoff or bust team? No, that's ridiculous. Michigan State's made the playoffs once. Mm-hmm. Are they playoff or bust? What about Washington? What about Oregon? I want to make the playoffs, but I don't have this mindset that if we don't make the playoffs, it's a disastrous season. I think the only teams that should feel that way are Clemson, Alabama, and Oklahoma. Those are the only 3 teams that should be playoffs or bust.
I mean, I hear Georgia fans constantly saying about Coley when we had him. They wanted him gone, and now Kirby. They want him fired too. So I mean,
well, they're idiots.
If the same thing happens,
they're idiots.
Yeah,
there's plenty of idiots around.
Well, how about them Florida Gators?
Well,
Ben Mullen's a clown, huh?
They can't do nothing right. They hire a proven loser. They hire a proven loser as head coach, and then get excited when he loses. I don't understand. 12 years, the guy can't win an SEC title. It's ridiculous. If anybody else
they
can
won
name,
their Super Bowl though.
Yeah, they won their Super Bowl. They beat Georgia, and that's great. They ought to give Dan Mullen a raise and an extension just for that. Honestly, I mean, he improves to 1-3
against
7
years
Georgia.
$49 million.
That'd be fine. 7 years, $49 million would be just fine. They're losing their entire offense this year. Georgia will be picked to win the East next year. If JT Daniels comes back, Georgia will probably be picked to win the entire SEC next year. Alabama loses their whole offense. Doesn't mean Georgia will win it. I'm talking about preseason media predictions. Florida was picked to win the East this year. They won the East.
Yeah.
They didn't get it done in the SEC title game, So how long has it been since Florida's won an SEC title now? 13 years. It's a long time.
Yeah, I think
Dan Mullen's been in the SEC forever. Can't win an SEC title. gets caught cheating. I mean, how do you cheat? And the best you can do is win the East. The only good thing about Florida cheating and winning the East is that they didn't go 3-7 like Tennessee did. I mean, Tennessee gets caught cheating and they win 3 games. I don't understand.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to try to be that bad. At least when Ole Miss was buying players, they were winning 8 games a year. Tennessee buys players and wins 3 games. It's absolutely pitiful.
How about the Auburn hire? Do you?
I don't. That doesn't impress anybody. This guy that they hired from Boise State is the dollar store Chris Peterson. He's not Chris Peterson. This guy here, before he was at Boise State, he was at Arkansas State. Guess whose place he took at Arkansas State?
Malzahn's?
Gus Malzahn. Gus Malzahn won what, 10, 11 games, whatever it was, at Arkansas State, and then left for Auburn. Arkansas State hired this, whatever his name is, Raskin or whatever the hell his name is. He comes in and wins like 6 games the next year.
Yeah.
So he inherited a 10, 11 win team at Arkansas State, wins 6 or something the next year. Apply that to now. He hires that at inherits a whatever win team at the barn. It'll be a similar result. They'll be 7-5 next year.
It's not that read option beat boot.
Beep
though.
boop.
It's
I don't know. I don't know much about him. I don't know what his style of offense is or anything like that. I just know he'll be an abject failure at the barn. I'm confident in that.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for calling in. I appreciate you taking the time. Happy Christmas and Merry Holidays. Good morning, but you're on with Uncle Lou, though. Not sure if you knew.
The man, Georgia.
Yeah, what's up, buddy?
How are you doing, Mr. Lou, sir?
Doing great. How are you?
Hey, Lou, it's always good to talk to a college football fan like yourself.
Yes. Agreed.
And I think I told you before, I got my own favorite team, but I'm a college football fan.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I say that all the time. Georgia's my favorite team. I'm a college football fan. Georgia just happens to be my favorite team. Yeah, I feel the same way.
I can tell you this. I hope Florida fans are happy.
Oh, they are.
Because it's going to be a long time
they're so
before
happy.
they win the SEC East again. I think you mentioned it before. They're losing Kyle Trask. They're losing Kyle Pitts. Half of their offense is going to be leaving this year.
Kadarius Toney.
And it's funny for Dan Mullen. You had star-studded players like Kyle Trask and Kyle Pitts and some others, and you still couldn't get it done. There is no reason why Florida could not have beaten Alabama.
Yeah. Couldn't get it done. Didn't have what it took. You know what it is? They got out-coached. It is what it is. What is Mullen now? 0-11 against Nick Saban? That's impressive. But the Florida man tell you it don't matter. They're losing Kyle Trask. Then they say, well, we got Emily Jones. Yeah, same Emily Jones that Dan Mullen runs into the game 9 times a game and has run up the middle. The guy's been there 3 years. Dan Mullen won't even let him throw a pass. But he's the answer next year. God, I can't wait. Please start Emily Jones next year. Please. The last thing of relevance that Emily Jones did was run around a Florida campus barefooted with a hairnet on, chasing that bookie with a frying pan. He hasn't done anything since then.
Wow. And I'll tell you this, Lou. Remember how you used to always say that Georgia had one of the best defenses in college football, and they did. But the offense just basically killed them. The offense just basically held the defense back. With Florida, it's the exact opposite. Florida's offense in that game with Alabama, it was their defense.
Yep.
That unfortunately ruined it for a great offense.
Yeah. How you give up 3 receiving touchdowns to a running back in 1 half? That's alarming.
That's terrible. And I'll tell you this, Lou, also just kind of switching gears, I really believe that Clemson is probably going to beat Ohio State.
Yeah, it appears that way.
And I say that because that you and I both have always talked good about Justin Fields. As of lately, I don't know what's happened to him, but he has not been the same player.
Yeah. Here's how I look at it. Is Clemson better this year than they were last year. Maybe a little.
I would say yes.
Maybe a little. Not a whole lot better, but maybe a little better. Is Ohio State better this year than they were last year? No.
Absolutely.
No. And that's a problem in this game.
No Chase Young, no J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. And, I can tell you this. I don't put it all on Justin Fields because, honestly, he can only work with the team that he has.
Yeah.
And the team is just not as talented as they were last year.
Right. And like we said a minute ago, in that North, not having Olave, I mean, you take the best wide receiver off of any team, it's going to have some effect. Now, I'm not making excuses. Justin Fields played terrible, and he's got to play a lot better, or it could get ugly. Now, if you're an Ohio State fan, you've seen Justin Fields play a lot better plenty of times, so there's reason to be confident that he can turn it on in that game. But if he doesn't, they have no chance at all.
It's going to be a long game.
Yeah.
If he can't turn the fire on, it's going to be a long game.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this, Lou, one more thing before I let you get going. What do you think about Texas A&M? The fact that Notre Dame got completely demolished by Clemson, and yet the committee still puts them in the Final Four is embarrassing.
Well, here's my thing. There aren't 4 playoff teams this year. There aren't. But you have to put 4 in. So if they would have put Texas A&M in instead of Notre Dame, I would have been fine with that. If they would have put almost anybody else in. But I'm also fine with them putting Notre Dame in because it doesn't matter. I don't think there wasn't a clear 4. There's Notre Dame and Texas A&M are very similar. Notre Dame has played more games and has more wins. Notre Dame has 2 top 25 wins. Texas A&M has 1 top 25 win. Notre Dame has a blowout loss to a top 3 team. Texas A&M has a blowout loss to a top 3 team. Notre Dame won a division. Texas A&M didn't. So to me, the committee looked at it and said, well, Notre Dame at least made it to the title game, and they beat 2 ranked teams. So they put Notre Dame in over Texas A&M. That's what I think it came down to. So I don't have a problem with that. Notre Dame is going to get killed. But Texas A&M already got killed by Alabama. So whoever you put there is losing. So I don't know that they got it right or wrong. I understand what they did. I also wouldn't have had a problem if they went another way. It will be funny to see Notre Dame lose their 12th major postseason game in a row, though.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you this, Lou, and I'll get going. I believe honestly, even with their weak defense, Florida had a shot to beat Alabama. They didn't do it. That's Dan Mullen's fault. For that defensive coordinator, that has just been an Achilles heel for Florida all year long.
Yep. And so far, he ain't fired.
He
still has a job today.
I'm surprised.
Me too.
What's that?
I said, I'm surprised he still has a job today.
And I'll say this one last thing. If Alabama beats Clemson, I give the edge to Clemson purely because I think Clemson's defense is a little bit better.
Yeah.
Florida exposed a lot of weaknesses in Alabama's defense that I don't think they can get corrected all of a sudden in a short period of time.
Yeah, and we know it's not a fluke because Ole Miss did the same thing to him. If you can spread if you can spread the ball out and your quarterback can put the ball where it needs to be, that's going to give Alabama some problems. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Hey, thank you for the call. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas to you and your family. I hope you enjoy the next couple of weeks. Thanks for taking the time to call in.
Uncle Lou, I'm going to bring you in. I'm not talking to him. I really don't want to talk to him.
What a bitch. What a bitch. Y'all behaving in that comment section? Had a couple of knuckleheads in there at the beginning of the show. We had to put them in the pit of misery. How's it been for the last hour or so? I can't pay attention to the comment section when I'm on the phone, or else I can't pay attention to the callers. So y'all had to spank anybody in that comment section today? Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
This is the front porch guy from the Christmas contest.
Are you currently riding in the back of a pickup truck or something? What's that noise?
I'm at work.
Oh, okay.
I work in a loud plant, like a car manufacturing plant.
Oh, okay. Which one? At Hyundai place?
Yeah, it's that Honda. We actually make the car. We actually make the same car that your wife owns.
Oh, yeah. What is it? What does she have?
A Pilot.
A Pilot. Yeah, Honda Pilot. Yeah. Well, you do good work, sir. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. But yeah, I'm the front porch Christmas guy that y'all are making fun of.
Oh, yeah, man, that was great. I thought I'm going to be honest. I would have voted for you. I'm going to be honest. I would have voted for you over
I wish I
the
would have won.
guy.
I can't vote.
Yeah. I wish you would have won
thing
too.
is, the crazy thing is, I didn't think there was nothing wrong with the picture. I just took a picture of my house, and then y'all pointed out so many things wrong with it. It just made me laugh because, like,
Yeah, I mean,
like
I normally wouldn't pick on somebody in that situation, but you did send it in knowing what we were going to do, so I felt okay going ahead and laughing a little bit there. I felt like I needed to. So.
Yeah, the stairs. You said there's extra stair pieces. That's actually styrofoam, like from a new TV I got.
Oh, okay. You couldn't be bothered to throw that away.
No, it kind of just like blew off my porch.
Of course it did.
I just didn't throw it away.
Right.
And that gas jug. That was a gas jug.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put the picture up now so people can see what we're talking about. But on the morning show, we did a worst Christmas decorations contest, and this is the picture this guy sent in. This is his abode here.
Yeah, I showed my my wife. Y'all making fun of it, and and about the bow or whatever, about how we only have one bow.
Yeah, can you tell us about that? What's the story? What's the thought process behind having just one bow? You have 4 banisters there, but one bow. What's the thought process there?
She just had one bow, and like literally, like y'all said, you know, you're not going to be able to see the other bow from the other side. So
right,
you know, when you're walking up to the porch.
Yeah.
So she just figured one bow was good enough.
Now, were we right about there probably being a dead body or 2 underneath that place, or no?
The crazy thing is, just here recently, they found a dead body like 1 mile away from my house. So it was kind of funny that y'all said that.
That is kind of funny. A dog must have dragged it out from underneath y'all's porch.
Yeah, exactly. We had it buried underneath there.
Yeah. No, you were a good sport to send that in, and honestly, I thought that should have won. The other guy's thing was good too with the matching outfits with him and his wife that looked like Bigfoot or whatever. But I thought this should have won for the worst for a worst contest though. This was great.
Yeah, I run a YouTube channel called X-Wing Sports. And next time y'all do the talent show, I'm gonna send in me doing some magic tricks for you.
Oh yeah, make sure you do that. We're gonna do the talent show in May or June, so make sure you make sure you send that in. Now I'll tell you what surprised me. You also sent in a picture of your Christmas tree.
Yeah.
And it looked great.
You thought that was fun.
The Christmas tree inside your house looked amazing. Yeah, I didn't even know it was the same person when I was going through the slideshow because I had saved all those pictures as they came in, and I didn't even realize that Christmas tree belonged to this house until after the thing. I couldn't believe it. But so the Christmas tree looked really, really nice. But I'm going to be honest, this front porch area needs work. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to clean up the trash around mine. It's just been so cold.
Right. Yeah, it gets cold in Alabama.
I mean, sometimes it does.
Right. Right.
It's not that cold.
Yeah.
It's probably it's not as cold. It's colder in Alabama than it is in Georgia.
Yeah.
Where you're at.
That's true. Well, hey, thank you for the call. Thank you for your dedication to my wife's Honda Pilot. And thank you for this amazing Christmas picture. Have a happy holidays. Tell your wife I said Merry Christmas, and thank you for taking the time to send that in, sir. Yeah, thank you. That was great. That was great that guy called in. I needed to hear from him. I had a lot of questions I needed answered there. If y'all don't watch the morning show, my God, y'all miss out. The morning show is the best morning show on YouTube. Now, it's the only morning show that I know of, but that shouldn't matter. That was great that he called in. What'd the score end up being? Because I bet BYU -7. Somebody said Zach Wilson played great, 330 yards and 5 touchdowns before halftime. What was the final score? Well, hell, I can look it up. Scores. 49-23. So Uncle Lou hit a winner there. So I'm 1 for 1 so far betting on the bowl games. I didn't bet on the game yesterday, and I didn't bet on the Tulane game. But I did bet on BYU. I did bet on BYU.
I need to feel you, Jerry. Show me the money. Jerry, you better yell. Show me the money.
You can always count on the Mormons. I haven't decided if I bet on the Georgia game or not. The line is only 6 or 7 points, so I'm leaning towards taking. If Georgia shows up for that game, they'll win by more than 6 or 7. But it's so hard to judge a team's motivation heading into some of these games. So I don't know. That'll probably be a last-minute decision. Yeah, you're 3-0 in Bowl Mania, which means you cheated. You're getting a point deducted. So that Bowl Mania challenge wasn't created until today. So all you people that went back and picked App State, nice try. Nice try. I will be deducting a point from all of your final standings. Clemson, Carson. Merry Christmas to you too, Chris Stapps. Thank you. Would Tennessee beat Cincinnati? No, stop it. Just stop. Oh, you weren't talking about that one. Okay, I got you. Well, congratulations then. Who becomes relevant first, South Carolina, Nebraska, or FSU? Oh, boy. I'm probably going to say FSU because I feel like they have the easiest road. All 3 of Florida's programs are in the toilet. Well, I don't know. Florida's pretty good. Miami had their second best year since joining the ACC. What do you think about Auburn's new coach? I think he was about their 5th or 6th choice. That doesn't mean it won't work out, but it's not a splashy hire. I mean, and I don't know that, I don't know. Maybe it'll work out, but it wasn't. It's not Luke Fickell. It's not Hugh Freeze. It's not Urban Meyer, and these are all names that the Auburn fan has said they're getting. mean, the UAB coach turned the job down. Bill Clark. Multiple people turned the job down. Mario Cristobal turned the job down. So, I mean, I guess I'll give them some credit. They didn't let it drag on. It wasn't like a Tennessee thing from a few years ago where it seemed to drag on forever and ever and ever. They moved pretty quick, which they need to, because they got to get that recruiting class sewed up by February. Having the 40-something ranked recruiting class is pitiful. I'm not naming any rumors. Bill Clark is not a rumor. Mario Cristobal, not a rumor. Hugh Freeze, not a rumor. Yeah, I mean, if you want to tell yourself that the Boise State head coach was Auburn's first choice, then go ahead. But you're lying to yourself. I'm going with Coastal Carolina in that one. You think Uncle Lou? You think Tennessee lets go of Jeremy Pruitt? Not unless this recruiting thing gets worse. No. There's. If you think Auburn just made a bad hire, watch what happens if Tennessee fires Pruitt. Nobody will take that job. I mean, somebody will, but it won't be good. Fan of the show for a long time, but curious what's up with you and Indy Sean 45. He doesn't want to talk to me.
Uncle Lou, I'm going to bring you in. I'm not talking to him. I really don't want to talk to him.
What's up with Indy Sean 45 is that Notre Dame. Ooh, sorry. What's up with Indy Sean 45 is that Notre Dame has lost to Georgia twice in the last 3 years, and I've let him know about it, plus remind him that Rudy was offsides about 100 times, and he got pissed off and blocked me. That's what that is. And he thinks it's funny to post my home address on his live stream. He'll do an hour-long live stream and leave my home address up on the screen for the entire hour. He thinks that kind of thing is funny. Ohio State would beat Notre Dame by 20. I don't know about that, but I would probably pick Ohio State to win. Well, I wouldn't say that Gus Malzahn consistently beat Bama. I don't know that that's a true statement. I mean, he had a losing record to him. I mean, he beat them more than any other team in that time period. But I still don't know that consistently is the right word to describe Gus Malzahn's win percentage over Bama. Ohio State has had trouble with ranked teams. But they've beat them all. So Do you want to name me the teams that haven't had trouble with ranked teams? Here, I'll name them. Alabama, and that's it. Yeah, Olajari opted out. There's 8 or 9 that opted out. Olajari, Mark Webb, Monty Rice, Richard LeCount, Ben Cleveland, 3 or 4 others. Olajari opted out, and Jermaine Johnson's in the transfer portal. So we get to see what a lot of us have been wanting to see, which is Nolan Smith and Adam Anderson play more than 2 plays at a time without getting swapped out. We'll get to see them play almost the whole game, would be my guess, because the number 3 and the number 4 are no longer there. Aziz and Jermaine Johnson, they're gone. So we'll get to see plenty of Nolan Smith and Adam Anderson. Guarantee you they both have multiple sacks in that game. I actually agree with that, Will. I think Malzahn's best suited for high school. I'm not even trolling. Quay Walker plays on the inside, not the outside. He plays behind Kobe Dean. But you will get to see Monty Rice. I mean, you will get to see Quay Walker more with Monty Rice being out. But I'm talking about guys on the outside. Yeah, well, I mean, in Arkansas State's not a terrible program. I mean, they're in the upper half of the group of 5. They're not a terrible team. Yeah, Ojari opted out. Tennessee football can't be saved, or else I would save it. Who's your press on pick for next year? I'm not sure what that means. Remember a year ago when there was a Gus Bus to Arkansas rumor? Yeah, I do remember that. Well, I don't think Daniels would be a second or third rounder this year. So I think but you don't know what, I mean, apparently that doesn't matter. I mean, I don't even know if DJ Daniels will get drafted, and he opted out. So I don't know I don't know a lot of times what these people are thinking. What's his name? Elijah Holyfield left early. I mean, you can't find this guy now. He never played it down in the NFL. I don't know what some of these people are thinking. I mean, okay, I don't like it, but at least if you're a guaranteed first rounder, I understand it. I don't like it even then. But these people who are middle of the road players that maybe get drafted in the 5th, 6th, or 7th round, I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to me. This year's quarterback draft is so deep that might keep JT Daniels in school. There's 6 or 7 quarterbacks that would get drafted ahead of JT Daniels. I'm going to Tennessee-Georgia game next year. I'm going to try. We'll see. I'm going to the Georgia-Clemson game week 1, and that's going to be an expensive ticket. And I lately I just go to one game a year because I work every Saturday now. But I do want to go to a game at Neyland. So I don't know. We'll see. I can't commit to that right now, but I am going to the Georgia-Clemson game week 1. A bunch of us are going. Well, I know me and Pete are going. A bunch of other people say they're going and want to go. We'll see. I hope a bunch of people go. Not any good. That's what happened to him, Noah. Well, I don't want to say not any good. Not good enough to play. Oh, something else too. And no spoilers. I hate that around. We don't allow that around here. If you're any kind of Star Wars fan at all, huge, medium, kinda, whatever, and you haven't watched The Mandalorian, I don't know what you're doing. The ending of the ending, the last episode, probably the best ending to any series I've ever seen. I mean, you know how, okay, I think Breaking Bad is one of the greatest TV shows of all time. I loved Breaking Bad. The ending was not fulfilling to me. The ending was not what I hoped or wanted it to be. The ending of The Mandalorian is, I mean, if you sat around for a year straight and did nothing but try to think of a better ending, you couldn't. I have never, in my 42 years, any movie, any TV show, nothing. And I've done it for football games, but no TV shows and no movies. I was literally standing up in my living room the last 15 minutes of the last episode of The Mandalorian. It was it's the best ending to a TV show of all time. And don't ruin it. Don't be that guy that ruins it for anyone else that wants to watch it. Because seeing what happens at the end of season 2, if you don't know what's going to happen, is unbelievable. Unbelievable. They are coming out with a season 3, but it's a totally different storyline. I don't want to say what that is either. You have to, after season 2 ends and they roll the credits, there's a post-credit scene. And the post-credit scene tells you what season 3 is going to be. And it's a totally different storyline. But I don't even want that. I don't even want that in the comments section, because the fact that that person, where's that? Remove that. The fact that that person is even in the TV show is a surprise when it happens. So don't let people watch it. People, you need. I got Disney Plus just to watch it because I kept seeing people talk about it over the last couple of weeks on the internet everywhere about how great it was, and I said, fine, I'll watch it. And so me and my son sat down Sunday afternoon and started watching season 1. We watched all of season 1 and half of season 2 Sunday. And then on Monday, we watched the rest of season 2. It's unbelievable. The ending of season 2 is by far the greatest ending of any TV show I've ever seen. Disney Plus is $6.99 a month. Well, if you signed up on my Bowl Mania challenge, you did not pick App State beforehand because I didn't set the league up until today, and App State played yesterday. There's some truth to that, Dustin. There's some truth to that. Like, think if they would have tried to make Game of Thrones a movie, even if they would have made it like a 3-part movie, you know, couldn't have done it. So there's some truth to that. Wasn't always the case, but now a lot of TV studios now will give these TV directors movie-like budgets, so they're able to just do some crazy stuff with TV shows that you never would have seen even 10 years ago. The ending of The Mandalorian is unbelievable. It's just you can't overstate how amazing the ending of that show is. I stood up for the last 15 minutes of that. I couldn't believe it. As soon as about 15 minutes, about the last 15 minutes, you start to see what's about to happen, and I stood up and I said, "There's no way. There's no way." I couldn't believe it. It was amazing. It almost makes up for how disappointing this recent Star Wars trilogy was. Dexter's a good show. I was disappointed with the ending of Game of Thrones, too. And that's the thing. Sopranos, one of my favorite shows of all time. Extremely disappointed in the ending. Breaking Bad, one of my favorite shows of all time. I was extremely disappointed in the ending. Game of Thrones, great show. Extremely disappointed in the entire last season, but especially the ending. The only thing good about the most recent Star Wars trilogy is that it wasn't as bad as the last Star Wars trilogy. You know, the prequels were horrible. I do think the newest one was better than the prequels, but not much. Yeah, I've seen Lord of the Rings. I thought that was a pretty good ending. Star Wars 3 was good. Yeah. The third movie of the second set of prequels. Why was Matty Sims timed out? John. Boy Chuck. I need an explanation. Matty Sims, someone timed you out, and from what I can tell, they shouldn't have done it unless you did something that I didn't see. But saying you were disappointed in Star Wars is no reason to time you out. Don't do that again, John, unless there's some other reason that I don't know about, but that's not a reason to time somebody out. Oh, Matty, he says he did it on accident. He didn't mean to. Okay, that does happen sometimes. Phil Fulmer leaked the Pruitt accusation so he can fire him with cause. That is a very popular theory. Very popular theory. I'm not even necessarily saying that Pruitt doesn't deserve to be fired. Now, I think given Tennessee's track record lately, I don't think they should do it. You can't. Tennessee has spent the last 12 years searching for a coach, and you can't succeed that way. You cannot change coaches on average every 3 years for a 12-year period and expect to have a successful program. You just can't. Now, that means you got to make a good hire somewhere along the line, but I mean, you just can't do that. There was a reason 8 or 9 people turned that job down last time, and that will happen again. I'm not saying that Pruitt has done anything to deserve to keep that job, but Tennessee has almost put themselves in a position where they have to keep him. I don't know who would take that job. I honestly don't. I don't know who would take that job. Hey, thanks, Minshew. Merry Christmas to you too, sir. Texas is the new Texas. Elf or Home Alone? I'm going to be honest. I've never been that big of a fan of the Home Alone movie. And it came out when I was, I don't know, what middle school age or maybe a little younger. So it came out, when I was growing up. But I've just never been a huge fan of that movie. And I love the Elf movie. And I'm a little biased because Elf is Lou Jr.'s favorite Christmas movie. So maybe that makes me a little biased. But I would say Elf over Home Alone. Tennessee wants Hugh Freeze. Yeah, they want Hugh Freeze and John Gruden and Luke Fickell and Urban Meyer. And I mean, they want a whole bunch of people that aren't taking that job. They wanted 9 people last time that weren't taking that job. That's how they got Pruitt. What chance does Notre Dame have against Bama? None. And by none, I mean literally none. You know how sometimes we say anything can happen? Well, anything can happen, but not Notre Dame beating Alabama in this playoff game. There's zero chance. I mean, absolutely none. I mean, Pete, you need to start asking yourself, is there a chance Notre Dame loses by less than 3 touchdowns? That's the debate to have. There is no debate about who wins that game. It's going to be an ugly game. Notre Dame just stands absolutely no chance. I don't think anybody thinks Auburn's a terrible program, but they're not the upper echelon either. And they're in a tough spot. I mean, we give Auburn a lot of hell. Auburn is in a tough spot because of where, they're sandwiched between Georgia and Alabama geographically. They have to play them both every year. They're the second school in their home state. I mean, there's a lot of things that work against Auburn. And Gus Malzahn had some good years there. He never had 2 good years in a row, but nobody's had 2 good years in a row at Auburn since 1989. Nobody. Auburn hasn't had 2 good seasons in a row since 1989. I mean, it's just been a long time. Favorite TV shows? Well, I just named some of them. Breaking Bad, Sons of Anarchy, The Sopranos, Game of Thrones. That's a pretty good list. If Gus Malzahn had not lost to South Carolina this year, do you think he would have been fired? Probably. I mean, I don't. If you make the decision to fire Malzahn, I don't think you base it on the South Carolina game. I think if he'd have beat Georgia, maybe he would have kept his job. Have you heard of The Big Bang Theory? Yeah, I don't. I used to watch sitcoms I haven't gotten into a sitcom in probably 20 years. I'm 42. No, we're going to my brother's house on Christmas. Lou is 42. Don't ask how I know. It might be because I just said it. I mean, that is a possibility. Would Dan Mullen fire Todd Grantham and hire Will Muschamp, and would Will Muschamp take that job? What do y'all think? That would be an improvement. What do you mean? What my favorite BCS title game? Is that what you mean? Penn State versus Auburn next year will be interesting. Yeah. Some Miami versus Alabama, Georgia versus Clemson. There's a bunch of them, especially after this year where we didn't get any of those non-con games. It'll make the ones we get next year even more exciting. Top two in the West and the East of the SEC next year. Georgia and Bama. I think Florida will take a step back next year, but I think they'll probably still be the second best team because Tennessee's miles away. South Carolina's in the toilet. Maybe Kentucky surprises somebody, but I don't know. I think Missouri will be a little bit better next year, but I would probably still pick Florida second right now. Well, they could have served them up Texas A&M and let them beat them by 28 again. I hear what you're saying. He's fired one assistant. The pressure to do something like that at Florida is way greater than it is at Mississippi State. So don't underestimate that. You have 7%, 7% left on your phone. That's no good. We better end the show. We don't want your phone dying. Hey, I appreciate all y'all tuning in tonight. Again, we will have a morning show, Christmas Eve morning, Thursday, the morning show, but there won't be a Thursday night show. So for those of you that don't watch the morning show or you're unable to, have a great Christmas. Hope you get to spend time with friends and family and all that kind of stuff. Hope you have a great time. Enjoy the holidays. Thanks for a great year here. I mean, I'll be back before the new year, but I really appreciate everything y'all have done for me here, all the support y'all show me on the channel, tuning in, participating in these live shows, the comment section, the super chats, the PayPal, sharing the videos, the thumbs up, all that kind of stuff. It means the world to me. I hope all you guys enjoy your Christmas. I hope to see you Thursday morning, but if I don't, have a great Christmas, and I'll see you after that. All right? Have a good